Hey my friends, what's going on? It's Ultimus, and with more 2v2 arenas with my friend Iroast here, up against a Restoration Druid Beast Mastery Hunter, getting ready to just go ham. Not really sure on a kill target at the moment. We're kind of just winging it. Both of us just want to play. My buddy here just wanted a couple extra points to get the piece of gear, and again, I just want to play because I like playing the game. So we're kind of going to see what happens. Going to start off on the Restoration Druid there, starting in defensive stance to mitigate a little bit of that Hunter opener there, but really wanted to stick back on there. Charging back in after the Explosive Trap. Going to drop the Piercing Howl, which I found out that I really don't use enough of. For whatever reason, I rely so much on Hamstring, probably because of playing arms so much, that I forget I have Piercing Howl. So, really trying to stick onto the Druid there. Luckily, blasting him with the Siege Breaker didn't come back to bite me in the butt. I was afraid that I would hit him so hard and far away that I would just knock him away and I wouldn't be able to get back on top of him. But luckily, playing with the Mage helps kind of mitigate some of that downside as well. How that Stormbolt landed, don't know. Apparently, he popped out just long enough to get the Stormbolt off, which I was more than okay with there. Definitely sitting low on health, so sitting in defensive stance this time around to try to help survive and keep myself alive as best as possible. Unfortunately, things don't go as well as I would have hoped. The Hunter does, of course, still have 2 deterrences left, and with both the pets out and all those things going on, there's just nothing I can do to stop it. That's just the spec Beast Mastery is. Luckily, with the Hunter putting so much focus on me, the Mage, my buddy Iroast, was able to avoid most of the damage as it was and peel back in and just take him out. Mostly because, again, deterrence doesn't necessarily deal with our Hunter. Defensives don't really deal with spells all that well, at least from what I've been able to tell. So, with this next match up against a Restoration Druid and a Frost Death Knight. Now, Frost Death Knights, as always, like I said, do scare me a little bit just because of the sustained damage and the burst. They're also insanely tanky, so Frost Death Knight plus healer is never a fun combination. So what we're going to try to do is really just kill the healer. Not going to wait until the healer pops out there. We'll be waiting here all day. So I'm going to start off on that Death Knight. Somehow saw the Druid there in stealth and was able to interrupt the Cyclone. So big opener counselor there for us. They really wanted that really bad, and at that point, again, after I feel like they lost that momentum, they just couldn't get it back. And so that's like probably the best that match could have been played out for us as far as like easy wins go. You know, things had gone back and forth a little bit better. Obviously, that outcome would have been very, very different, and then the best outcome would have been a very different best outcome. But in that particular case, being able to shut down that opener like that very, very quickly put us in a very good spot. So very, very happy with that. In this last match here for you up against a Arms Warrior Restoration Shaman. So this is a decent combination. Arms Warriors and Resto Shamans do tend to play very well together. But we're just laying into this Shaman. Stormbolt into the Siege Breaker on top of him with the damage there. And just wanted to get on best as can. But he does get away from me a little bit there at the end. Luckily, the disorient there from the Dragonfire. Going on there, still so much fear, so much CC. Like, these two are actually playing fairly well together, and there's nothing I can do to get out any of that. I went too ham too quickly, and so I had nothing left. Nothing to stop that healing surge. Wanted to get away because I thought that was the Cap Totem, but it turns out it was just the Spirit Link. So unfortunately, he was there on top of it, so killing it wouldn't have mattered too much anyways. Wanting to stick to the Shaman, knowing that my Mage buddy there did have his Ice Block, so I wasn't too worried about it. And keeping that pressure up definitely helped win the match. I feel like that was one of those cases where knowing what my Mage had cooldown-wise really helped win the match because I was able to stick to the Shaman instead of peeling off and playing defensively. It just ended up being able to be what secured us to win, I think, aside from just the constant pressure. But that's going to do it for these matches, I should say. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.